Hey, what's up, wrestling fans and YouTube fan? Welcome back to the channel for another edition of the DaVon Low Show podcast. Thank you guys for coming out to making this your go-to spot for wrestling hot takes, breakdowns, reviews, and results, everything in between. If you're new here, go and smash the like button, turn on post notifications. I'm your host, DaVon, with a weekly review for this week's episode of AEW Dynamite, which was live on the Max streaming service and TNT for May 21st, 2025, which is included live from Albuquerque, New Mexico at the Rio Event Center. Let's go ahead and get into the show. Appreciate you guys coming through. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we kick things off with Dynamite with the opening between Hangman Adam Page and Will Ospreay. The promo was a lot of back and forth. They both dig into each other, talk about their history, the different paths that they actually have been on, even being how passionate they have been as to why they need to win the finals of the Owen Hart Memorial Tournament. There was a lot of back and forth. I had enjoyed the presentation, how things had transitioned when it came to the overall pity on both sides, but at the same time, it was great lineage when it comes to how they stated their case. More importantly, kept me highly invested when it came to how everything had transitioned in the promo. It had some key points, even talk about how things broke down, including Will Ospreay talking about all the people he beat, from John Moxley to Kenny Omega, and so on and so on. Hangman Adam Page even had his own set of things, including his list of people that he took down, including the direction he had to take. But he must end this situation, and he must win the World AEW World Championship by any means necessary. But the headline is that this match is going to be the headline match, the main event for Sunday's Double or Nothing, and I truly look forward to seeing it. But let's go ahead and get into the first match of the night. We had Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Swerve Strickland defeating John Moxley and the Young Bucks, Matthew Jackson and Nicholas Jackson, the EVPs, in trios action. But where things got intriguing was after the match where Claudio Castellani and Wheeler Yuta attacked everybody that was involved. But of course, Shibata made the save. Marina Shafir got involved and hit a low blow on Shibata. But of course, Willow Nightingale came out to even the odds. And things broke down as Kenny Omega even made the storm. The EVPs were able to get into a brawl. Everybody pretty much was set up for everything that initially broke down. Samoa Joe then got on the mic and declared they weren't waiting until Sunday. They were coming after them later on in the actual show. And you know, when it comes to Samoa Joe, he's a true man of his word. Then we get to the backstage. Alicia Atu interviews the Hurt Syndicate and their legal team with MJF, who arrives with Mark Sterling. After a quick exchange and a fist bump to MVP, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, MJF dismissed Alicia Atu, praising Sterling, and jokes around and asks for a hand sanitizer after he handshakes the lawyer's hand. Things broke down as the Hurt Syndicate left the room and went to the ring. MVP introduces MJF as their newest member after finalizing the deal with the contract signing, ink to paper. MJF called this the best day of his life, but of course they was interrupted by Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara, who interrupted. Went on a situation of pretty much talking about the whole entire situation, why they hated MJF and so on, and letting the Hurt Syndicate not to take things lightly. And they hyped their matchup for the Sunday in tag team, as the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions are looking to capture more gold against the Hurt Syndicate members of Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. Then we get to the backstage area of Renee Paquette. She's talking to Okada, who challenges Mike Bailey to Double or Nothing in an AEW Continental title match, which really will be a banger, and I look forward to seeing it. Then we get to more action underway on Dynamite as we have Ricochet defeating Anthony Bowens. After a solid match, a lot of back and forth, Ricochet trash talked after the bout, of course, picking up the sleazy win by using the actual scissors and then picking off the bigger victory in a big way. But as he was trash talking to fans and going up the ramp, he was cut off by Mark Briscoe, who appeared behind him with a stretcher and pushed Ricochet on it, and then went for a froggy bow, but of course Ricochet scurried off and left in a matter of seconds before things really got heinous or worse for him. Then we had the face-to-face off between Mercedes Moné and Jamie Hayter, featuring both ladies talking about how important this Sunday's match is between them and devoting their physicality. And Hayter took Mercedes with a haterade after she got under Mercedes Moné's skin and pretty much got under her skin, talking about the chip she lost, and it just triggered her. And Mercedes just saw red and put the brawl on, but she was trying to get the advantage of Tony Storm. But now Tony Storm came out after the whole entire drama broke down because she saw what happened when Jamie Hayter hit the hater rate and was standing tall. Tony Storm came out, but she was getting ready for the next match that was featured with the commentary team, and she was show bloating in the whole 9 yards. It was a nice little segment. I enjoyed it. Made me laugh for a good moment. But overall, it was a great presentation by seeing her coming on to the commentary team. Then we go to the back with FTR, and they talk about Nigel McGuinness and Daniel Garcia, who will be heavily featured in a contract signing on AEW Collision for tomorrow night, setting up their tag team match for Double or Nothing for this following Sunday. It should be a great tag team match, and I look forward to seeing those four-man put on a clinic when it comes to the tag team division, and seeing Nigel McGuinness getting back in a square circle, teaming up with Daniel Garcia. They trying to get retribution against FTR after they've been attacked multiple times, and the situation should be really good. Then we get to the actual match, which Tony Storm was watching, which is Mina Shakira Waka was able to defeat Julia Hart, which I was surprised with. But things really broke down afterwards, where Julia Hart was a bitter loser, and she went on the tirade to try to get on the brawl when it comes to Mina. But Mina was able to get the offense on until Sky Blue came out, and the ladies got the upper hand. And of course, Tony Storm was able to hop in the ring to reunite their partnership, and Storm hit the ring and then saved Mina. But where things got ugly was where they even got into a tussle after Mina was grabbed the AEW championship, but then Tony wasn't having that at all. But then Mina went ahead and put Tony Storm into the figure four around the ring post, and that was a nice homage to the old school way of Bret the Him and Hart, of how he did things when he went to take somebody's leg out or focus on that towards a later event in the programming. But it was great for Mina to actually stand tall, let Tony Storm, she's not backing down, and it was great for television for the women's division. But as the brawl broke out between the competitors, things broke down as we got towards the end. The EVPs were about to leave, but they got cut off by the Ops. And of course, the Anarchy and Arena competitors all brawled out with tables, chairs, chains. A whole lot went down until Gabe Kidd got involved and appeared in from the crowd and gave them the numbers advantage. Matthew and Nicholas Jackson was able to put Swerve and Kenny Omega through a table, and the heels gloated to stand tall and the short version of Anarchy in the Arena, and that was able to seal the deal for the end of the show. But don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to catch tomorrow night's AEW Collision, airing tomorrow with a special time with a decent card, as we have the TBS champion match of Mercedes Moné versus Rena Isis, as well as Mike Bailey and Commander in tag team action versus Bruce and Dralistico, and their Grizzly Young Veterans back in action versus the Paragon. We also have FTR versus Nigel McGuinness and Daniel Garcia contract signing, which will take place. But there you guys have it for this week's edition for AEW Dynamite with a lovely review. And overall, I'm going to give this week's AEW Dynamite out of a score of 10, a solid 8 out of 10. They did a great job. Some great ring action. The storylines was okay when it's going towards Double or Nothing. The pay-per-view is going to be a lot of fun. AEW always does a great job when it comes to their overall presentation of how they handle things with their pay-per-view. But post your comments down below. Let me know how you feel about this matches and feuds. Are you enjoying it so far? Hit the like button if you are as well enjoying these reviews. Don't forget to subscribe for more wrestling content every single week. Until the next episode, I will catch you guys later. I'm your host, DaVon. It's a pleasure having you guys. Have a great night. Blessings to you guys and have a great week. Until then, peace.